Some wild shrooms appeared.
Evercade effect.
Welcome, Evercadians and retro enthusiasts. You are watching the Evercade effect and a retro Kildestein. And today is going to be the AMA Part 2. And just to give a quick overview, this is the AMA Ask Me Anything that Blaze Entertainment did after you could order the new handheld EXP. They answered a lot of questions, went over a lot of things. I'm going to go ahead and talk about this in detail again. Huge shout out to my buddy Retro Rich for fishing through the AMA to grab the important questions. And to keep things interesting, I'm going to put a timer up here. So I only have 10 minutes to do this, and I got to keep talking the whole time and be done with it by the end of the 10 minutes. So can I do it? And again, if you missed out, go ahead and check out my first video at the end of this one, or there might be a card up somewhere. You know, you can go to the playlist and check that out. Again, this isn't rehearsed. I know the topics, but this is me going through it. So let's start the timer. Start the timer. All right, let's go. Where is it? Nope. Ah, I lost a few seconds. Okay. 3DO, Jaguar, and Saturn are likely not happening. Okay, so those of you who didn't know this, I'm shocked. I'm glad that they addressed it because, you know, every now and then I see it on the Discord and on the Facebook fans group. Somebody will ask about 3DO, Jaguar, and Saturn. Well, I think all those would be epically awesome to have on Evercade. I'll even throw an N64. It's not going to happen because on single compute devices, it's very difficult, you know, to emulate that. The only reason I could see Saturn happening is if Blaze made a deal with the developer that did the Saturn emulator for the Polymega, maybe ported that over. I don't know. But 3DO and Jaguar are very, very difficult to emulate for. I would love to see those consoles, but it's not just going to happen. So I am glad that Blaze was clear and upfront and transparent about this. All right, next one. They are still working on getting the Namco Collection on the VOs. Yeah! So this is fantastic news. We talked a little bit about this on the last Evercast, or one of the Evercasts back. So I think this is fantastic. I think if nothing else, they need to do this just so you can play it on all devices. However, if they came out with the Namco Arcade Collection that had similar games and the arcade versions and a few new ones, I wouldn't care. I could play it on the handheld. Matter of fact, if they did come out with the arcade versions of like Pac-Man, you could play it in Tate mode on the handheld and all would be forgiven. They threw on there like the arcade version of Splatterhouse. But I think this is great that Blaze isn't pulling in Nintendo. They're trying to do it, and ultimately at the end, if it doesn't work out, I get it. It's a small company. I don't want Blaze to, take a huge loss to have to pay for additional licenses. But I'm glad they're still working on it. Hopefully they can strike up a new deal and write this in. This has me very, very excited. All right. No higher priced carts planned to keep costs down. Yeah! So this is good. This is really, really good. I like how Blaze is trying to keep the same price point. At least in the US, they're still $20 USD. And in Canada, they're $25. But it equals $20 USD. I think this is great. I understand that the cost of chip shortages and things go up. Even if these had to go up a couple bucks, I would be fine with that. I think $25 USD is like the ceiling because then you get into the Switch price for games. But I appreciate that they want to keep the cost down. Again, they're not being greedy like some anti-consumer companies. Looking at you, Nintendo. So I think this is great. So those of you who complain on the social medias about the costs going up, stop it. Stop it. Blaze is doing what they can. They do need to make a profit. So yeah, this makes me happy that they're trying to go for it. Actively looking at getting home computer games on Evercade. Yeah! So this super duper excites me. Are we going to get like the DOS versions of Doom, of Quake? Are we going to get like the Amiga, Commodore 64? Are we going to get all these different cool computer versions of games? I would love to see this. In my previous video I talked about they're going to come out with new hardware and accessories in 2023. Maybe I'll have an official Evercade keyboard and mouse. Hell, I'd love to use that on my personal computer to play some of these games. That would be super neat. Or if you had to do like a little bit of an on-screen display like with the television collection, I'd be fine with that as long as it's just like a minor part where you have to just say like yes or no, or hit enter, like in a dialogue, as long as it's not the main part of the game. I love how they're going to do this. I still hope that they'll make it unique, and they'll be like green or yellow or orange, some other color. I love you, Blaze. I'm glad you're still working on this. All right, next topic. Interested in a Blaze developed game. Oh, yeah. I love this. At some point, I would love if Blaze did some unique game, have an exclusive. Even if they only did it once. I think it'd be great. I don't know if like Ryan would be programming it. I'm sure that, there's other talented folks at Blaze who've got the skills, who'd be doing the programming. I would love like if they took like some classic game, like if they took something like Donkey Kong but put their own spin on it, but made it different, right? Take some awesome classic game that everybody loves, puts their spin on it, make it their own. Even if it was the only game on the cart, I would love to see multi-games or like a dual cart at least, having all these games. I'm glad that Blaze is interested in doing this. If nothing else, I'd be fine if they got other developers to make it for them. It'd still be a Blaze developed game. They don't have to program it themselves. Yeah, if it, supports Unity, though OS supports Unity, that'd be great. I am so glad that Blaze is interested in doing that. Okay, next one. EA, okay. EA was pitched a collection but turned Blaze down. Really? 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 I'm sorry, EA. This is for you, EA. I can't say that I'm surprised. They're like, you know what? We're too big of a company. We're too greedy. We can't be bothered. They can't be bothered just to have a collection put on there. I love the fact that Blaze is trying to reach out. And I've talked about this before. Blaze will take care of printing the manuals. They'll take care of making the carts. They'll take care of everything working with the emulator. All they need are the friggin' ROMs. And you just have some lazy-ass company that thinks like, oh, I'm too good, and they won't just, sign their autograph and let Blaze go ahead and develop it. Ugh. So yeah, not surprised at all. I'd like to know more stuff like this. Like what other developers have they reached out to? And again, this is Blaze being transparent. I love it. I love it. I love that Blaze is doing this. All right, next one. Looking at getting more handheld games and collections. This is fantastic. This is great. Does that mean they're looking at Neo Geo Pocket? Does it mean more Lynx games? More Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color? There's a lot of homebrew games out there they could put on there. I believe, I want to say it's Mega Cats has like their own version of Robotron. But I forget what they call it, but they put it out there for Game Boy. Like, yeah, it doesn't use all the directional buttons, but that would be cool. Something like that. Game Gear. Yeah, I know a lot of us would love to see a Game Gear collection. We keep talking about it, on Evercast, me, Rich, Pete, and crew. That would be neat. I would love to see more handheld collections, especially ones that could take advantage of the Tate mode. Maybe some more Lynx games that are playable in Tate mode to take advantage of that. Oh, Wonder Swan, I'm looking at you. If we could get some exclusive translated Wonder Swan games that were never available here in the US, oh, that would be awesome. Okay, go. Bonus content hinted for the XP will be the same for standard and LE versions. Woo! This is good. Not that Blaze would ever do like a paywall or anything else for content. I am so glad they're transparent and confirming this. I mean, come on. It would be totally stupid if they made it for like the limited edition, the black handheld, if you could only get like certain content there and not on the white handheld. Maybe if there was, let's say, like a theme that would match, the black handheld. But you still give it people for the white one. Who cares? It's just a theme. But I love how Blaze is doing this. They're being transparent. They're like, look, regardless of one that you get, you can play all the same games. You're getting all the same bonus content. I can't wait to find out what this bonus content is. But again, it just proves how awesome and transparent Blaze is. All right, next one. Still working on a wireless Bluetooth controller via Bluetooth, which is in development and has no confirmation date. Okay, so you may ask, what did they put via Bluetooth? Well, because I don't believe the Evercade has official Bluetooth built in, so they would have to use a dongle versus trying to use it with wireless, and I don't even know if you could. So I'm glad they're using Bluetooth technology and not the other just like weird megahertz infrared. It's a lot more compatible. Bluetooth has a longer range. I'm glad that they're working on it. This makes me happy. In that video, I kind of mentioned new hardware. It would be neat if they had it, since they said new hardware is coming out in 2023, if we had a wireless controller. So yeah, this makes me happy that they're going ahead and working on it. And I'm now going to go ahead and use up all the rest of my time on the last topic, let me make sure. Okay, this is the last topic. Oop, yep, I didn't say I couldn't peek. Okay, new intro video, music and theme will be made for the XP. Yeah! So, my voice. So this is super cool. This is so cool. I love in the 20th anniversary video how they showed the original Evercade startup screen. I love the evolution of that on the VS. And so it only makes sense that they would have a new video to get you hyped for the new device. And they're going to have new music, which is neat because the VS has its own music. I wonder if it'll have the same background, but at least it'll have its own new startup sound. I may do something cool with that on the channel. But I like how the XP is getting love and attention, just like the VS. So the folks out there who primarily like the handhelds, they get the new handhelds, they feel they're not going to be left out. All right. So let me go ahead and wrap things up as we're getting close to being out of time. So if you like this content, if you like my channel, if you still want to put this in YouTube verse, please like and subscribe so you don't miss any awesome and great videos like this. And I do appreciate every one of you. And, well, I created content. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye!